Welcome, everyone. Get ready for a deep dive today into some really profound questions. We're looking at a collection of ancient religious sources, and honestly, they challenge our basic understanding of existence, time, even the divine itself.
That's right.
Our mission, really, is to unpack what these texts claim about the nature of God, the sun, space-time, and, well, where we fit into all of that.
Yeah, and these sources, they offer some potential aha moments, about what it might actually mean to be or maybe not be.
Right.
We'll explore how our view of reality as, finite creatures might stack up against a deeper, maybe infinite truth these texts describe.
Trying to make it clear without it getting too overwhelming.
Exactly, that's the goal.
Okay, so let's dive in. A core idea these sources really hit hard is the eternal nature of the sun. The texts, like John chapter 1, they flat out state that the Son, Jesus Christ, isn't a created being.
Yeah, emphatically.
They say there was no moment he didn't exist. So what's the big deal about that claim? What are the implications?
Well, what's fascinating is how this directly pushes back against any notion that he was just the first created being.
Okay.
Because, see, these sources argue that view implies a time when the sun didn't exist, which contradicts their whole concept of divine essence.
So it's fundamental.
Very.
Yeah.
You look at Hebrews, it identifies the sun as the creator, the one who laid the earth's foundations, whose hands made the heavens.
The creator himself, not just the first thing made.
Precisely. And Isaiah even calls him mighty God, everlasting Father. So it's about establishing his co-eternal divinity, not just like being first in line.
Got it. So not about timing, but about his fundamental being co-eternal with the Father, according to these texts.
That's the core assertion, yeah.
Okay. So that naturally leads us to God's omnipotence, his power. These sources talk about God as the self-existent one, Exodus 3.14, always present, never changing. What does that mean for his control over, reality itself?
Well, if you connect the dots in these texts, God emerges as the absolute master of both existence and non-existence.
Non-existence, too.
Yeah. Jeremiah asks, is anything too hard for me? The implication drawn is God can literally call things into being from nothing.
Right. Creation ex nihilo.
Exactly. But also, he can return them to non-existence. And he's omnipresent, sustaining every single moment, past, present, future, all at once. Jeremiah talks about him filling heaven and earth.
Wow. So not just making things, but the power to unmake them or hold them in a state of not being. That's immense.
It is. And that brings us to maybe the most mind-bending concept here, space-time itself.
Okay.
These sources indicate that space-time isn't fundamental. It's a creation that exists entirely within God.
Hold on, within God. Not just made by him, but contained inside him.
That's the picture they paint. Yeah, he sustains its very fabric, moment by moment.
So what does that mean for how we perceive reality, our experience?
It implies that for God, space-time is as if it were not there. It doesn't limit him.
Okay.
But he causes us, as creatures within it, to perceive it and experience it as totally real. Our whole perception, what we think is upheld by his will.
So our reality is, in a sense, curated for us by God.
That's a way to put it, based on these texts, yeah.
It really feels like our minds just aren't built to fully get that. I mean, as creatures stuck in space-time,
Absolutely.
the sources definitely stress our limits, don't they? Like Job, asking who can fathom the mysteries of God.
Exactly. Our thoughts are sort of fenced in by the space-time structure God made for us.
But within that structure.
Right. Within it, God reveals things. Concepts like truth, love, light. These are presented as real within our framework.
Okay.
Now, the text is also clear on another point. For those who consistently choose rebellion against God, their free will leads them towards what's called the lake of fire.
These texts interpret that as
ultimately a return to non-existence, annihilation, essentially, Revelation suggests.
Okay. And jumping back to the sun, within this space-time reality, he takes on an earthly role. How do the sources explain that choice, especially given his eternal nature we talked about?
Yeah, that's a crucial piece. They explain the sun chose to become a creature, to enter space-time, specifically to deal with sin and death within this reality.
So he stepped into this system.
Right, to fulfill his mission, culminating in the cross, a divine intervention into the reality he co-created and sustains.
And then after that mission,
yeah,
what do the texts say happens?
Well, ultimately, They say the Son returns the now perfected creation back to the Father, restoring their full equality in a way we probably can't grasp. 1 Corinthians puts it like the Son himself will also be subjected to him so that God may be all in all.
That dynamic, yeah, it definitely feels beyond our space-time comprehension.
It's presented as profoundly mysterious, yes.
Okay, so wrapping this up.
Right.
What's the takeaway here for us listening?
Right.
We've explored how these ancient sources paint God as the ultimate reality, right? The only true existence, holding everything, space-time, existence, non-existence within himself. He's the beginning, the end, but somehow present in every single moment all at once.
Yeah. And that really raises a big question for you, the listener, doesn't it? If you consider this infinite power described in the text and our own limited view.
Right.
How does understanding that God sustains truth for us, even if space-time is as if it were not there for him, how does that change the way you think about your own reality, your own existence?
That's a heavy question.
It is, and it makes you wonder, what other profound truths might exist beyond our current grasp, truths these sources suggest God simply chooses not to reveal within our limited space-time framework? Something to think about.